Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Kotetsu here, and welcome to an everything you need to know guide about Pokemon Go. And before you click off this video, I promise you guys, throughout the duration of this video, this is going to be useful stuff, okay? I'm not just going to be talking about the game, I'm actually going to teach you guys very useful things about how to become a better Pokemon Go player, just like me. So, as you guys see on the gameplay over there, that's actually some gameplay footage I recorded this morning on my phone at my local grocery store parking lot. So the first point I'm going to make is something rather obvious, but I'm really surprised about how many people don't really know this. And regardless of whether you're playing on iOS or Android, you need to conserve your battery life, because if you just let your phone go on regular mode without doing anything to try and conserve your battery life, your phone's battery life is going to be cut in half, which means if your phone's battery life is usually like 7 hours, with playing Pokemon Go, it's only going to last 3.5 hours. So what you need to do to improve the battery life on your phone is, if you're on iOS, make sure your phone is on low power mode. And also there's a little option within the game that's like battery saver mode on Pokemon Go. I would recommend turning that on too, because that does even more to save your battery. And if you don't do this, I guess it's fine, but it'd really suck to have your phone run out of battery midday, wouldn't it? Useful tip number 2, because Pokemon Go is a geolocation game, you will find different kinds of Pokemon in different locations in the world. Like in a mountain, you'll find like rock type Pokemon. By the water, you'll find water type Pokemon. I don't know, maybe if you for some reason travel to a volcano, you'll find fire type Pokemon there. I don't know, but in my opinion, there are 3 places that you can find really good Pokemon at. First is, I really recommend you guys go to any parking lots if you're looking to farm Pokemon, because the way this game works is it's based on Google Maps, and a certain amount of Pokemon spawn per street, per se, and because parking lot has so many individual little streets like tied within each other, Google Maps recognizes that as each individual street. So if you walk in a parking lot within all the lanes, you should find about 10 Pokemon there. I've been like to my local parking lot about 5 times, and I found like 9 to 10 Pokemon there each time. So I really recommend parking lots for farming Pokemon. Also, another place I really recommend is any local park you'll have there. You'll also find landmarks where you can go to the Pokemart and get like free items such as like Pokeballs and other things. So I do recommend visiting all your local parks too to get some free items, because I noticed there are a lot more landmarks there than most locations, and there also tends to be a decent amount of wild Pokemon just roaming around as well. And also any other location that might have a high concentration of people, or any tourist destinations in your area, those are also places that might have a higher level of Pokemon than usual. Okay, useful tip number 3. A lot of people misunderstand how gyms work in this game, and a lot of people just assume you go to a gym to battle other people live, but that's not really how it works at all. What happens is the gym experience is exactly the same for anyone who decides to visit your gym. Like for example, one of my local gyms is at a coffee shop, and even regardless if it's me or like someone else, or it could be anyone, regardless of who visits that coffee shop, you're all battling the same person or the same team that is owning the gym. And I'll explain teams like later in the video, but gyms aren't really live battles. They're more or less just, it's almost like someone just left their Pokemon there, and that's who you're battling, not an actual person. Okay, so for tip number 4, I'm going to be explaining how teams work a little bit better, and I notice like people also really don't understand how teams work either. So once you get to level 5 and you go to your nearest local gym, you can choose between 3 teams. The 3 different teams are Team Instinct, which is yellow, Team Mystic, which is blue, and Team Valor, which is red. And to be completely honest, it really doesn't matter what team you choose, but if you have a ton of friends who are on one team, I would recommend teaming up with them, because having people like on your same team that you know in real life is actually a huge help in terms of like claiming gyms in your town, because you guys like going there together just to make sure all the gyms are claimed by your team. That would be a lot more productive than you just going to each one yourself. That would take a lot longer as well. Okay, tip number 5. If you're in a really urban area and you're noticing that no Pokemon are appearing around you, it's probably because you're forgetting something really important to catching Pokemon. You are probably not using incense, and that's so important because The instance item allows Pokemon to go near you, and using that item will cause so many more Pokemon to go near you. So I recommend in not wasting incense in like a rural area where there's not going to be many Pokemon anyway, because let's just admit the game's not really perfect yet, so Pokemon don't really spawn fairly in every single kind of place. But I would recommend like the best place to use incense is like in the urban area, because that's a place where they're going to be the most Pokemon spawning in the first place. And incense, kind of like the way the algorithm works, it just like takes the amount of Pokemon that would spawn and then it multiplies it by 2. So you just how multiplication works, you know, you're bound to catch more Pokemon if you do it in an urban area, just using it there. Okay, tip number 6. When people catch Pokemon, a lot of times will just assume the only way to do it is to just swipe your phone forward and that's all there is to it. And that is actually incorrect. There is another way you can do it, and doing it this way actually grants you more XP, so I'd recommend doing it this way instead. What you can do is put a touchable circle around your phone, the Pokemon, and that allows you for it to be kind of like a spin ball. And when you catch a Pokemon this way, it gives you about 100 more XP, so I'd recommend doing it this way. Just instead of just swiping it up, just do a little circle around it and then swipe up. And that's how you can do the curve spin. Useful tip number 7. If you see a Pokemon with a yellow circle around it, go after that thing like a gold poppies. That means you get extra XP if you catch it. Useful tip number 8. If you have duplicates of Pokemon that you have no idea how to do that, you can always transfer them back to the professor, and that will actually give you more candy, which is used to evolve your Pokemon. So just think about it. Would you rather have like a bunch of like duplicates of like Eevee or something else you don't really need? Or would you rather have more candy so you could like evolve Pikachu or something? That sounds like a better idea, right? I lost count, but this next one is a really useful tip as well. The farther you have to walk to hatch an egg, that means the more rare it is. Meaning, if you have one that you only have to walk like 1 kilometer to hatch, that means it's not very rare at all. But if you have to walk like 15 kilometers, who knows? It could be a Mew or something. And last but not least, there's unfortunately nothing you can do about it when the servers crash. So yeah, if the servers crash on you, that kind of sucks. You just have to deal with it. It's happened to me about 5 times, but besides that, you know, just have fun with this game. Like, have fun with your friends or family or anyone else who you think you can get into it, because this is one of the first mobile games I've ever really enjoyed playing. Like, most of the mobile games, like Clash of Clans, like Candy Crush when that was still a thing. Like, what else? Like, I forget, like, most of these mobile games, like, all these, like, I haven't had fun with them. But this one, it's really seemed like a lot of fun to me. So, I want to hear you guys in the comment section say, how well do you like this game? What's your favorite thing about this game? Like, and overall, like, what do you think of it? And yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. So, if you guys enjoy this video at any point in time, be sure to drop a like on the video. And also, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for daily videos and more. And until next time, this is Kotetsu here. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you live. Please be safe. Gotta catch 'em all, and I'm out.
Embrace for impact. Fight your fears.